Did you see Justice League?
Yep.
Well?
Yep.
Well, it's that time again, and now I've seen Justice League twice, and like everyone else who's seen the movie, I've got some opinions on the whole shebang.
Did you like it?
Short answer, yeah. Do I think it has problems?
Absolutely.
So, you want to hear more and talk some Justice League?
Then let's get to it!
We got the Steppenwolf and all the mother boxes. They gotta stop him 'cause it's time for justice now. It's Aquaman, he likes to drink.
Alright. Justice League. The third movie in the Zack Snyder trilogy that finally brings all the DC heroes we've all been waiting for so long together on the big screen in the most amazing original way and puts all those DC haters in their place like, see? We had this epic story planned out all along, so in your face for thinking it's too dark and different. The critics all embraced it and everyone was happy. Oh, that's not what happened? Well, not really. And it's actually not that Justice League is a bad movie, it's that it kind of has amnesia about the previous two films that set it up. This film is pretending that the whole world is mourning Superman's death instead of being divided about who he was, if he was good or bad, and all that stuff. So my best advice is to just forget what you know, go into Justice League pretending that the whole world loves Superman, and that Superman loved the world, and then he died. I'll go more into all this after the spoiler warning, but this is why it's hard for me to say whether it's a good or bad movie, because it's fun and entertaining, but it kind of forgets what it was. And that's weird. But it's exciting to see the League finally take form. There are some really entertaining moments, and I love all the new characters, except Steppenwolf. I had a feeling, which I spoke about in my Dawn of Justice review, that they were going to take the tone lighter, and they did. There were some really good laughs, but just like Dawn of Justice, there is a lot to take in with this story, so at times I felt like it was a little rushed. I really like Cyborg and Flash. I think they stand out the most. I thought Aquaman was a little ripped off, would have liked to have more time to connect with him, but what can you do? Anyway, I can't talk about much more without going into details, so let's talk spoilers.
Spoiler warning! Spoiler warning!
I can't believe they didn't do anything with that time travel thing with the Flash. I'm sorry, that's actually really a spoiler. I didn't do a joke there. For real, they didn't even go there.
I mean, what's up with that?
Okay, from now on, spoilers ahead, people. I'm going to start by telling you what I thought this movie was going to be and why, quite frankly, I kind of didn't like the Justice League when I first saw it. I thought this would be a movie all about resurrecting Superman that totally backfires, and all of the fears that Bruce had in Dawn of Justice finally come to light, which begins the entrance of the parademons and the world actually needing to be saved, which causes the League to unite and start to fight back. I was expecting the League to get their butts handed to them, and I mean like WMD style. Like if you thought this movie knocked down buildings before, this time we were going to lose like entire cities. The world was going to be hit hard, and a bizarro Superman was going to be like paving the way while Steppenwolf begins to enter the realm. It was going to be bananas, and there was going to be like so much activity, and even Green Lantern was going to have to come and help defend, but it was all going to be too challenging. And I thought just before Superman kills everyone, Lois was going to run in because she's like a super smart reporter. Batman's told her that he believes she's important to all this, and she figures out that her ring is not just a wedding ring, it's also a backup plan with a special form of kryptonite that Superman gave to her at the end of Dawn of Justice, just in case something bad happens. And she runs in and holds up the ring and says, "My name's Martha!" No, I'm just kidding. Then she runs in, holds up the ring, and it totally breaks the spell. Superman sheds a tear and looks up and sees the new Justice League. And then they all turn in this epic stance and then proceed to beat Steppenwolf into oblivion. That's the movie I thought was going to happen, but the movie is so not that story. But the second time I watched it, I liked the story a lot more because I knew what I was in for.
So you think you know stories so well, what would you have done differently?
Well, I mean, I don't think I could do it better necessarily, but I do think in order for this movie to be perfect, you've got to actually change Dawn of Justice. Because Justice League is ignoring key elements that make this story feel like a different universe. So just for fun, here's how Batman v Superman should have gone. Batman v Superman should have been a movie all about Batman losing his way. And I mean, the whole movie is Batman watching Superman do his own thing with this angry viewpoint. So you take out all the angry civilians, there's no picket signs, no concerned government, and you show the world actually sees him as a protector. But for whatever reason, Batman's not on board with it. I mean, the whole world absolutely adores Superman. They love him, and he loves them too. You see him smile. But Batman doesn't trust him because he answers to no one, which is kind of close to what already happens, but this time you make it more about Batman becoming the villain and wanting Superman to pay for all the damage he brings to the Earth. And then, after an awesome battle, you let Batman be the one that actually drives the kryptonite spear into Superman. Batman being the one that kills Superman. Doomsday isn't even there because, save that crap for like the reboot that you want to do 10 years from now or whatever, who cares? No, it's Batman, and it's crazy and it's shocking. And it's totally like the end of Man of Steel, except now it's a kill that's from anger and not as a last resort to save the world. And then you reveal that it was all a secret plan from Lex all along, and Batman's been played like a fool, which would make Batman feel extremely guilty. His actions caused the doorway to open to a larger threat, Steppenwolf, and then the movie ends with the world actually mourning Superman's loss, and Batman has to go on knowing he's made a massive mistake. That way, it's super dark and grim, but then the Justice League starts exactly the same way, and now the downfall of humanity and the loss of hope is actually a believable thing. That's what I would do. I mean, I know if that actually happened, people would probably lose their mind that, Warner Brothers made Batman murder Superman, and they would be like taking so much heat for it over the years. But would it really have been worse than what we got? I do think it would have been a cooler transition from Dawn of Justice to the Justice League. And it also makes why Superman being angry at Batman when they resurrect him make a whole lot more sense. Anyway, so that's like my biggest problem with Justice League. Let's talk about what I actually did like about the movie.
What was your favorite?
Superman and the Flash making eye contact is probably the best part in the movie, to me. I really like Cyborg's character, and I want to see more of him.
Did you like Steppenwolf?
No, I already said that. I found him totally distracting. I never cared about him or was afraid that he was going to pull off his plan. They should have built him up as an actual threat for a future film, instead of dropping him in on us with this sudden backstory like we should all care about his cause and who he is and think he's dangerous. It just felt like they were trying to get that story about a powerful foe from outer space coming to attack Earth before, someone else tells that same tale. Because that's important, apparently. So no, I thought Steppenwolf was lame. I'm sorry.
Alright. But what was the point?
This movie is all about Superman's speech right at the beginning. It's about hope and a need for friends.
I need friends.
A world that's lost hope and is becoming very afraid. But the heroes have to finally step up in spite of their fears. Wonder Woman is a believer, but she's kind of afraid to lead. Barry's father is telling him to give up and stop wasting your life on me. The Flash is also afraid to go into battle. Victor is afraid of what he's becoming. Aquaman is totally apathetic and wants to be on his own. Martha Kent talks about nothing but bitterness is in the newspapers, and Lois says the engine of the world isn't running like it used to. Even that random family in the movie is saying, "Who in the world will come for us?" And the evil takeover can only happen when the alliances have completely crumbled and the world is convinced that the light of hope won't return. But Batman says, we don't have to recognize this world. We just have to save it. So they stop being afraid, begin to work together, and literally resurrect hope.
Come together right now. Justice League.
And those are my thoughts. Oh yeah, and there's like a bonus scene with like Lex Luthor and Deathstroke. They're gonna start a Legion of Doom. So I hope that's gonna be cool. I prefer the villain pub, but I am also a little biased. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review kind of thing. This one was a lot different than the last one. I hope you also enjoyed the Justice League. As usual, please let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments below. We're working on some other shorts currently, but how Justice League should have ended is on the list, so don't worry, that will eventually happen. Alright, that's all for now. Be sure to like and follow and whatever, and we'll see you next time. Bye!